Hey guys, today we are trying the newly reformulated stick concealer from Clé de Peau. Now, I have not had good luck with a few reformulations as of late, so I'm a little bit nervous because the current stick concealer from Clé de Peau is one of my favorites. It has SPF 25, the new one has SPF 27, and we're gonna test out both. So I'm gonna put the new one on the right side of my face. I'm gonna put the old one on the left side of my face. What did I just say? New on the right, old on the left, and we're gonna do a full day wear test. It is bright and early in the morning. The landscapers are already going. Can you hear them? I'm sorry if you can. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and apply these. So I already have my Clé de Peau Radiant Foundation down. This is in the shade 030, and it's strange because I feel like this shade works better for me than 020. I think because of the undertones. But anyway, 030, and that's it right now. So we're just gonna go straight in with the concealer, but let me show you what the new concealer packaging looks like. Well, here's the old one. It's very, very similar. It has some, like, I guess, facets along the cap here. So they took that away in the new one, but now there's this really beautiful, like, gold center piece there. It is the exact same weight, so it is 5 grams, net weight 0.17 ounces. And here is what the ivory shade looks like up close in the stick. So I have ivory in both the old and the new. It is the lightest shade. And here are two swatches on the back of my hand. So on the left, it is the old stick concealer, and on the right, it is the new stick concealer. I think the stick concealer, the old stick concealer, looks a little bit deeper than the newer one. The newer one, yeah, it just looks a little bit lighter to me. I don't know if it's a matter of it being new versus it being old. I think I've had this stick concealer probably for about a year, maybe a year and a half. So we need to take that into consideration as well. It could be just that, just a matter of it being older. So again, I'm gonna put the, I'm repeating this because I have to keep telling myself, putting the old one on the left side of my face and the new one on the right side of my face. All right, so let's start with the old one. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply as I normally do. And what I like to do is just swipe a little bit where I need it and then use my finger to blend out. This stick concealer is so smooth and, you know, not overly makeup-y or cakey in any way. It really is just a lovely concealer because there is such a good amount of coverage without looking just too thick and too heavy. So that was just one swipe. I don't know if you can see the difference in the camera, but let me just add a little bit more. And there it is underneath my eyes. I'm also going to kind of swipe over some spots I've got going on here. And this is one of those magical concealers that I feel works well in, you know, around my eye area and also on my face, which is wonderful. Usually I feel like I need two different types of concealers, but this one works really well for both. So I think you can see the difference there. So this is the old version. Again, this one has SPF 25. Okay, and now for the new concealer, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and swipe. And this new concealer, it feels a little bit smoother and it feels like it goes on a little bit more nicely. I kind of felt that way when I swatched them on the back of my hand also, but I was waiting to see what it felt like when I swiped on my face. And it's the same idea. Like, I do feel like it is a lot smoother. Again, I don't know if it's because this older one is about a year and a half old. I'm sure it's gonna dry out a little bit over the months. So again, something to take into consideration, but as things stand, this one feels a little bit smoother on the skin. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend. And I ordered this off of the Clé de Peau site, and there are, you know, a lot of skincare claims and things like that. I don't know what the skincare claims were with the older ones, so I can't compare for you. But of course, I'll link this down below if you want to go ahead and read up on, you know, some of the technology that's being used. It's like this thin layer kind of technology, and also some of the skincare benefits. So that is one light layer. Let me go ahead. I applied like another one. And again, I'm just going to blend in with my finger. you know, now that I'm using my finger and actually touching the concealer, I do find this one to be a little bit more emollient than this one. And if you have dry under eyes like I do, I'm actually happy about that. Of course, we're gonna have to wait and see how it all wears, but so far I feel like this one feels a little bit better than the older version. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna swipe on some spots that I see here to camouflage. Ooh, ooh, it's really smooth, really, really smooth. So now that I have both on my face, I mean, I feel like the shade is the same. You can't, you know, even though when I swatch it on the back of my hand, I don't feel like I can tell the difference now that they're actually on my face. They both, for my skin tone, again, if you use me as a reference, this shade Ivory I think is a little brightening. It's a little bit lighter than the rest of my face. So I do think it does a nice job brightening, especially under the eyes. It's really nice. All right, so let me go ahead and zoom in on the eye area so we can take a close look. I think they both look really nice. I think that my under eyes, you know, they don't look dry. I don't think that the makeup looks cakey. I don't feel like it's sinking into fine lines. Nothing like that so far. So far, so good. I think I'm going to use just a little bit of setting powder because that's what I would normally do if I were to have put on concealer. So I'm gonna basically get ready. I'm gonna put on a little bit of setting powder and then I'll be right back and we'll do another check-in. It'll probably take me about a half hour to put everything on. All right, I am back. Finished up my makeup. I did use my Kogendo Natural Lighting Powder just a little bit just to set everything down. I really wanted to mimic what I would normally do if I were to put on one of these concealers. And then I'll have everything else that I have on my face listed down below in my description box if you're interested. But so far, everything still looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna zoom in again, just in my eye area here. And yeah, I don't see any sort of caking up, migration, caking. I don't see any sort of, you know, emphasizing of fine lines or anything. And I'm definitely expressing myself, definitely expressing myself. So I think if it were to sink into fine lines at this point, it would have. But I am going to do a full day wear test. It is about 8 a.m. right now. I put this on at about 7:30 a.m. And let's go ahead and see what this looks like at my first check-in. Hey guys, I am standing in front of my window here so I can give you some daylight shots of this concealer. So this eye is the older concealer and then this is the new concealer. So I feel like the new concealer actually looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit more seamless with my skin. Where here I feel like it's starting to look a little bit visible right in this area. It doesn't look bad by any stretch of the imagination, but just comparing it from one side to the next, I feel like this side is just the teensiest bit like more obvious in terms of like, you know, makeup. This side just seems a little bit more seamless, like I said. It is, by the way, it is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was actually kind of cloudy and rainy here in Vegas, and so I was waiting for the clouds to pass, and they finally have. So it's about 2 o'clock, and I mean, so far, this reformulation of this concealer is actually really, really nice. Very, very impressive. I think, so far, I think I'm liking it more than the original. Isn't that crazy? Because I love the original. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like at the end of the day. Hey guys, it is the end of my day. So we've had this concealer on for 10 hours. It's 5 p.m. now. I started at 7:30, okay, 9.5 hours. I've had the concealer on for 9.5 hours. And I think I like the newer concealer better. I can't believe it. I actually like a reformulation better than the original. So this is the new concealer. This is the old concealer. And I'm gonna zoom in right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I just feel like this side just looks smoother. It looks a little bit, what's the word? It just looks less old. You know, when makeup has been on your face for a while, it starts to look a little old by the end of the day. I feel like I see the concealer. It's like right up here, down through here. I feel like I can see the concealer. It's just a little bit more obvious on this side. And this is like literally like an extension of my 2 o'clock check-in. It's just a little bit more obvious on this side, the older concealer, versus this side, the new concealer. You know, when I put the new concealer on, I did feel like it was smoother. It went on just a little bit less thick, but I felt like the actual coverage was very, very similar. So I think this is a win. I think this is a win, you guys. I am so, so excited, especially after some foundation reformulation debacles. I'm not going to harp on that in this video, but I'm really excited about this because I was a little bit nervous. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you've purchased the new one and you've gotten a chance to compare it to the old one, let us know your thoughts down below. I'm really excited. I think this looks fantastic. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.